Dobry wieczór wszystkim. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic today. I'm Mysticle, and I'll be bringing you the latest in AR and VR news. However, just before we jump into this video, let me tell you guys about our sponsor.
Have you ever dreamt of soaring through the skies, exploring breathtaking destinations, and uncovering hidden wonders, all without leaving your room? Well, in case you have, you now can. Welcome to Fly by Varjo, the ultimate VR flying simulator that lets you explore our planet with the freedom of flight. From revisiting meaningful places to discovering new ones, Fly combines the immersion of virtual reality and the freedom of flight with endless possibilities. And trust me, this one is a real experience. With features like location bookmarks and Street View integration, you can personalize your journey, explore every detail, and keep your favorite locations just a click away. Fly also has some other really cool features, like allowing you to change the time of day at the destination you're at, allowing you to essentially explore the world exactly the way you want it, and even play music in the background. So whether you want to relive memories, visit the place you live in, or see somewhere where you can't get to, or have just never been, Fly is the app for you. So what are you waiting for? Download Fly today with the link down in the description below, and they actually have a Black Friday discount going on right now, and let the skies become your playground.
So thank you so much to Fly for sponsoring this video, and with that being said, let's get right into it. So the first thing that we have on our list today is an update to Meta's SDK, as they now have gotten instant placement, keyboard cutouts, and co-location discovery. A lot of these features we already had to some extent. However, now they have finally appeared in the SDK. Many mixed reality apps place virtual objects on real surfaces, such as your table or wall, by leveraging the scene mesh that the Quest 3 and Quest 3S can generate via the optional mixed reality room set process. If an app tries to leverage scene mesh in a room that the user hasn't scanned before, the user will be forced to go through the setup process, which can take quite a while if you guys have ever gone through it. That's a lot of friction for an app that may only need to know where a table or a wall is. Instead of using scene mesh, instant placement leverages the depth API to provide a raycast from a controller or hand to an occluded position in 3D space, allowing spawning a virtual object or interface on a surface. Keep in mind, however, that this is only appropriate for spawning simple stationary objects and interfaces. If they need to move around the table or interact with any of the rest of the room, the scene mesh will still be needed. Keyboard cutouts we've spoken about before, and we did actually mention the fact that keyboard cutouts will be coming to any keyboard inside Meta Quest, which is nice because, they can't physically track every single keyboard in 3D space, but now it can instead just kind of create a window there without placing a 3D model of the keyboard like it would do with the Logitech keyboard and a few other ones. That means any VR app that wants to can now have your keyboard shown via a pass-through cutout, partially useful for productivity software. And finally, we've got that Bluetooth co-location discovery. For over a year now, Quest headsets have supported same-space local multiplayer, known as co-location. But a major friction point in enabling co-located experiences has been the need to use the same kind of UX as online multiplayer, a contact invite or room code flow, often involving a sequence of menus. With V71 of the Meta XR Core SDK, Meta now has a co-location discovery API. Under the hood, it leverages the headset's Bluetooth connectivity to allow it to send a small amount of data, 124 bytes to be exact, to nearby headsets to communicate the needed parameters to join a session. So once again, not necessarily a new feature, but friction has been minimized, making the experience a lot better for users that want to use this. Really cool. Virtual Desktop has actually received an update of its own, bringing pass-through desks and reduced latency at high bit rates. Desk pass-through is available for Meta Quest headsets, letting you cut out a flat rectangular plane in which you'll see pass-through instead of VR. This, I believe, is kind of like pass-through portals actually, which is a kind of glitched feature that we had quite a while ago, allowing you to basically bring anything you want into virtual reality by creating a pass-through portal. Virtual Desktop already has a pass-through keyboard feature for tracked keyboards supported by Meta, but the new Desk Pass-through lets you add any keyboard, as well as your mouse and other accessories like your HOTAS for simulators. So that's actually a very fair point. While Meta does track keyboards, they don't track mice. So if you guys have ever tried to use a tracked keyboard inside virtual reality, you probably would have noticed really quickly that there's an issue with knowing exactly where your mouse is. So of course, it's not the biggest issue because you kind of place your hand there and you know it's there and you know where it's moving. But now you can see a whole bunch of different things as well. Let's say you want to grab a controller for gaming. You no longer have to go into pass-through. You no longer have to turn off the headset. You can just do it right there in case you do that in virtual desktop flat screen gaming. You know, that is a thing. The update also reduces the decoding latency of PSVR streaming at high bit rates on headsets with the Snapdragon XR2 Gen 2 chipset, the Quest 3, Quest 3S, and the Pico 4 Ultra. This improvement of around 30% of total latency applies to the maximum 200 megabits per second bitrate for HEVC and AV1, and at above 400 megabits for H.264. So that's actually quite a bit. And to quote, it can save a few milliseconds at high bit rates, around 5 to 6 milliseconds, Virtual Desktop's developer tells UploadVR. That's decoding latency, so it can end up giving users an 11 millisecond total latency reduction if it's enough to cross a frame of latency, or no difference if it's not enough. I'd say this is going to be instantly noticeable to a lot of users, especially those that do have issues with decoding. So really cool to see it. So happy they managed to make it happen. And yeah, next piece of news. The Quest 3S, in case you're on the market for that device, is actually having a fantastic Black Friday deal. As if you purchase from select retailers, you will also receive a $75 gift card with the headset for Black Friday, meaning that $75 is basically money that you can spend on, you know, any title that you might want to play on the device, and $75 is a lot for these games. Amazon and Target are giving a $75 gift card with the Quest 3S headset purchases until the end of Sunday. So it actually goes on beyond Black Friday as well. It's a shame that it's Target, because that is basically US only, I believe. You could, for example, use the gift card to effectively get the official Elite strap for free. Oh yeah, because it also applies to accessories. That is not something I thought of. Or you can effectively get the official Elite strap with battery for $55 instead of the usual price of $130. Alternatively, you could opt for one of the many much cheaper third-party rigid straps and have funds left over. And as with all Quest 3S purchases, the headset still comes with Batman Arkham Shadow for free. So that is actually really cool. The fact that they're handing away a $75 discount and the fact that you can use it on accessories as well could make your Quest 3S experience a lot better than it would normally be, as the device still comes with their, you know, standard flimsy head strap as it normally would. Meta is also offering 40% off over a dozen Quest games on its Horizon store for Black Friday, including Arizona Sunshine 2, Bone Lab, Contractors Showdown, Dungeons of Eternity, Into the Radius, and Red Matter 2. Those are actually some really good, quite large titles there. So things that some of you guys might definitely be interested in. Yeah, we'll leave links down below. But the fact that the Quest 3S has been on the market for not that long of a time and it's already getting a discount is pretty crazy. Do you know what else is pretty crazy? The fact that it's taken Meta this long to release their Windows integration with Quest. I mean, I get it, it's a partnership they're having with Microsoft now, so that will make things a lot easier. But the fact that they didn't have this to begin with made quite a bit of friction if you wanted to see your Windows desktop inside virtual reality. I apologize, that's a lot of noise. That's my washing machine. It's shaking everything. But now, finally, Meta is launching that feature as well, catching up with the Vision Pro in this regard. The feature will allow a Quest 3 and Quest 3S headset to connect to a Windows 11 PC for multi-monitor work environment. Pretty familiar territory for anyone who owns a Vision Pro, and some flavor of Mac, as Apple's XR headset has been able to similarly connect via Mac Virtual Display since its launch in February. Microsoft says it's launching the feature in public preview at some point in December, which they hope will appeal to users looking to increase productivity. I mean, this is definitely something that I can see myself using, as currently I have been using Virtual Desktop for this feature. However, looking at this, it should also be able to create virtual desktops, essentially allowing you to have more displays than you normally would, increasing productivity by quite a bit. So yeah, really cool. Can't wait for this to show up, hopefully sometime near in December. Okay, now to some absolutely crazy news. And I mean crazy, as it's been a while since we've heard anything about the Deckard. But sadly, it's Bradley has been digging through Steam's files still, and is probably still banned from Steam offices, but the work did pay off. Code references to Valve Roid controllers were first discovered earlier this month by XR enthusiast Brad Lynch's Discord group of SteamVR data miners. The code revealed that the controllers would include bumpers and a D-pad to act as a gamepad for flat-screen gaming. So that's a pretty cool feature that basically no other controllers have. That sounds like it's going to space. Now, that very same group have discovered 3D models of these controllers within SteamVR's code. I'm gonna be honest with you, quite underwhelming. I mean, it's great that these exist, and it's absolutely fantastic that he's found them, but they look exactly like basically every single other standalone headset controller we have seen to date, which I guess follows the trend of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. However, I guess I would be really happy to see something a little bit different. That, and looking at these, I'm doubting whether they're going to have full finger tracking, which was my favorite feature from the Knuckles controllers. Roy is almost certainly a reference to the antagonist of the movie Blade Runner, matching the apparent codenames of the headset, Deckard, the protagonist. So again, really cool to finally get some more information on the Deckard, as I was wondering whether it is still alive. But it does look like Brad's Discord community has been hard at work and found even more things about it. And I do imagine that on that Discord, quite a bit more has probably been found. Really cool though. Thank you so much for the information. I love seeing these things before companies officially release them to us. Talking about things that I absolutely love, scanning things into virtual reality. Photogrammetry is something that I've been into for quite a bit, even scanning my entire estate into a 3D model using my DJI Mavic Pro. But now, Varjo has apparently launched Teleport, a software for your phone that will allow you to scan and bring spaces into virtual reality much easier. I do believe this is only for enterprises, but hopefully it will develop into something that we as consumers can use as well, as photogrammetry, especially DIY photogrammetry using software available to us consumers, can take quite a bit of time even on beefy computers. This seems to be an easier method to make that happen. Varjo, the high-end XR headset creator, today announced the release of a new smartphone-based 3D scanning service for enterprise that promises to let users quickly build photorealistic environments and explore them in both VR and traditional screens. Called Teleport, the paid app allows users to capture and recreate real-world locations, something the Finland-based company says takes just 5 to 10 minutes, which is notably faster than traditional photogrammetry methods. Supported capture devices include iPhones and iPads running iOS 17 or later, which includes a fairly large swath of hardware, from iPhone XR and above, the Apple's 8th gen iPad and above. The resultant digital twins can be accessed on phones, PCs, or explored with either Varjo's XR headsets or other major PC VR headsets, the company says. Again, really cool. It's unfortunate that A, it's only available on iPhones right now, and B, it seems to be enterprise-based. So not something we as consumers have access to yet, but definitely something I would use to bring quite a few spaces into VR chat. And finally, if you guys are out on the market for a PlayStation VR 2, you also have quite a good holiday deal waiting for you, as it is now $350 with Horizon Call of the Mountain in a mega holiday sale. And this one's gonna last quite a bit longer than just a Black Friday sale, as it keeps going until January 3rd. The PSVR 2 is usually $550, and the bundle with Horizon Call of the Mountain is usually $600. So this represents a massive $250 discount, over 40% off. The sale is available on all official retailers, as well as PlayStation Direct, across multiple regions. Interestingly, the hardware alone without Call of the Mountain is also discounted to $350. So there's currently no reason to not choose the Horizon Call of the Mountain bundle. Yeah, that's actually a pretty weird way of making that discount happen, as both of those are absolutely identical. Either way though, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day or night, wherever you are in the world. If you like this one, please leave a like. If disliked it, I guess this button works too, but let me know why down below. If you're not yet part of our community, check out our Discord and our Reddit down below, where I want to see you posting your spicy memes. And thank you so much to all the Patrons supporting this channel. You guys are amazing, seriously. Much love. Thank you so much for your support, means a ton, and you are what makes this possible. And as usual, if you want me to about content coming up on the channel, smack that subscribe button with your ding bell, and see you again in the next video. Peace. I'm like really far away right now, so I don't know how I'm supposed to do the funny